Good evening, viewer, and welcome to today's program, Students and Leadership, Striking the Balance on Some TV, the pulse of the nation. In today's program, we are going to be discussing advantages of student leadership in campus. And I have two gentlemen here with me that are going to be exploring this topic to see that we give relevant information to our viewers, especially students who are on campus, who have come to learn and also to acquire quality education. By my right, let me start with by my right here, I have Comrade Isaac B. Militus. You are very welcome to this program, sir.
Thank you.
All right. And by my left, I have Comrade Awal Ahmed Mubarak. You are highly welcome to this program.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, we are going straight into the business of the day. First, I want to ask, let me start with you, Mr. Comrade Isaac. What qualities make an effective leader on campus?
Well, thank you very much for that question. There are various qualities that make an effective leader in campus. One, as a leader must possess an integrity. A leader must have integrity whereby he will be accountable, transparent. A leader must have a qualitative communication skill whereby he can be able to address issues that will come up in campus. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your submission. Let me ask you, Comrade Awal, what do you think makes an effective student leader on campus?
Well, as mentioned earlier, Comrade Awal Mubarak Ahmad, and leadership in campus has many advantages, such as relationship between the student and the staff, that is the lecturers in campus, and the qualities that make a good leader in campus involve communication skills and developmental skills, in the sense that a leader in campus will interact with his followers, that are other students who has appointed him to be their leader. I think that is another part of leadership in campus, to form tutorials to educate the other students, and equity and integrity is all part of advantages and the qualities that make of a good leader in campus.
All right. Thank you very much for your submission. You spoke about communication. How can communication be used as a tool in order to in order to make you a good leader as a student leader? How can you utilize communication to become a good leader on campus?
Well, communications, in the sense that today we are facing challenges in terms of expressing our mind and understanding one another. So as a leader, you learn how to communicate with others, so we will interact with one another. You see, in campus, there are so many challenges of either interaction between a student and a academic staff.
And also
so that is good. You see, in terms of interaction, there are students that has manners and those that do not have. So we use leaders to be a mediator between the students and the staff in campus. So you see, as a leader, if you are composed, you have manners to communicate with your staff. Therefore, the other followers will pass their information to you, and you will communicate the information direct to the academic staff. So I think communication is very important in this aspect.
All right. Thank you very much, Comrade Awal. And I want to ask you, Comrade Isaac, you see, one thing about leadership is that for you to become a good leader, there are some qualities that you are going to possess, which you mentioned earlier: integrity, communication skills, and the rest of them. How do you make sure that you as a leader, how do you make people to adopt those things that you want to do that will be beneficial to them on campus? For example, you have a program or a project in mind that you want to do. How do you make it achievable to the students for them to benefit from?
Thank you. That is a good one there. You see, as a student leader, before coming in as a student leader, you should have a vision of accompanying a push tags that will be progressible to the student. Such as, for instance, you just asked me a question that, how am I going to make a vision that will be beneficial to students? Now, for example, I rule as TASU president of Taraba State University. I had a vision of having a students' common room. This common room will be able to enable students now. They wouldn't go out in the late night to go and watch ball. They wouldn't go out to go and interact with other people outside because of news. When they are in that common room, it helps them in terms of security. It helps them to listen to news. Now, how do I communicate for this to be achievable? I must communicate in a dialogue way to the management through writing, because they say communication is power. When you give a wrong communication, it destroys whatever you want to do. So it will be very easy when you communicate via written to the management and to students to make them know that this is what I want to do. This is the advantage of what I want to do to you people. It must not be selfish. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Comrade Isaac. Now, in every organization, there must be leaders to make sure that everything goes smoothly in that particular organization. Now, you being a leader on campus, what is the advantage? Or let me say, what are the advantages of student leadership on campus? What are those advantages?
Thank you very much. Some of the advantages of being a student leader in the campus. One, through self-career. As a leader, this can give you a self-career through job when you are done with your work, because you have an experience of communicating and writing. You know people. It will be very easy for you to have a job when you come out, or when you are in the school. You can help in giving people job. Now, the second thing is networking, social communication. It enables you to have a social communication whereby you have networking with so many important people in the country, such as the governor of the state, House of Representatives, state member house, chairman of local government. Now, when you have contact with these people, it is called networking. You can even have the number of the president of Nigeria, because you are a student leader. It is very easy for you to get to them, to have their contact, to be able to enable you to relate the problem of the student. And once you know how to communicate easily in a dialogue manner, you have this mutual understanding relationship between them. So it will be very easy for you to help your student that way. This is a quality that it will build you. You have self-confidence when addressing issues. You will be able to solve problems very easily.
Okay, thank you very much for your view. Over to you, Comrade Awal. What do you think are some advantages of student leadership on campus?
Well, there are so many advantages of student leadership in campus, such as developmental skills and academic problems. Academic problems in the sense that during my time as a president, Taraba State Student Union here in Modibo Adama University, Yola, I organizes tutorials for students. I invited some of our colleagues, our seniors or other lecturers outside to support them with talking to give tutorial to our student of Taraba State. They are in campus. So you see, it helps us to educate ourselves and give ourselves knowledge that we will face our academic activities very easily. And also, as a president Taraba State Student, I organize these programs, social program in campus to keep our students engaged, so we cannot see campus as a boring place. You see, yes, you know, sometimes environment, when you have a conducive environment and attractive environment, you will have develop so many skills and exposure to attend to your academic activities. So when the environment is not conducive or attractive, sometimes our students have such problems of attending to their academic activities. But when you organize social programs, students will have relief in their mind. They attended social programs, they will have no problem again. They will come and settle to attend to their academic activities.
All right. Thank you very much for your response. There is this question that I want to ask. In what way do you think that being a leader on campus, how does it help you as a leader? How does it build your self-confidence?
To me, oh.
All right. It builds self-confidence. For instance, every challenge that comes your way, it builds you. Thirdly, it enables you to communicate to the campus community, even your self-community around you. You help a lot of people. In short, in summary, it builds self-confidence in you. Wherever you are, you address the public.
All right. Thank you very much. Over to you. Now, in a case whereby you as a student on campus, what do you benefit from? And I want you to look at it not from the position of a leader, but from the position of a follower. Let's say you are a follower now on campus. What are those things do you expect a leader to do that will benefit you as a student and will benefit the university community or the school community?
Well, I like your question. The question is very good. As a student in campus, you expect your leader to be a mediator between the students and the management. As I earlier said, you know, there are so many challenges. Maybe if you are staying in hostel, there are so many challenges of water supply, electricity supply, and cleanliness, that is hygienic environment. So your leader in campus will be a mediator to pass your problem to the management. Sometimes maybe in your hostels you will have no light. So your leader will have to address the problem direct to the management, so the management will attend to the problem back to your campus. You see, the leader benefits you. Also in terms of water supply, maybe you don't have water in your hostels and the supply is scarce. So your leader will have to address it to the management. They will attend to the problem directly to you. So you see, leadership helps here. That is why we have student leaders. To take the problem of student, the management will not know all the problems in campus, but the leaders will have to take their problems to the management. So I think leadership benefits us here.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. If you are still watching us, viewer, this is student leadership on campus, balancing, striking the balance. You can drop your comments if you are watching us live on Facebook or on YouTube at Some TV Live. Drop your comments, tell us where you are watching from, and share your thoughts. Ask your questions about what we are discussing today. Before we continue, let's go on a short commercial break, and when we come back, the program continues on Some TV.
What if I told you there's a cab service you can book right now in Jalingo? Sounds like a dream, right? No, it's reality. Let Supercab get you transported to anywhere you want to go in Jalingo, and let them also run your errands for you while you sit at the comfort of your home. And guess what? It is affordable, reliable, and fast. They run a 24-hour service. You can click the link attached to this video to download the app, or you can also download the app on Play Store. I'm so excited for this, and I know you are too. Use Supercab today and be happy. Bye.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
Alright, if you are just joining us, this is Some TV, the Pulse of the Nation. We are still on the program, Students Leadership on Campus, Striking the Balance. I remain your host, Moses Peter, and I have two gentlemen here in the studio who are exploring the topic for today. I have by my right hand side Comrade Isaac Militus, and on my left hand side I have Comrade Awal Ahmed Mubarak. We are still looking at this topic. It is a very interesting topic, which is about student leadership on campus. As you can see, leadership is very crucial on campus, as it affects the lives of students who have left their homes to come and acquire quality education. I want to ask you, Comrade Isaac, how do you as a leader influence the community, and how do you foster that togetherness in the community, in the university community or in the higher institution where you study?
Thank you very much. How do I foster, or how a student leader foster social relationship between each other? It is very simple. First of all, as a student leader, you must have a listening skills. You listen to your students as their leader. You know what their predicament is. You serve as a mediator between them and the school community environment, like the VC. Now, whatever is their challenges, such as students love what we call Bedu these days, social gatherings. Like parties. This is one thing that will promote their gathering. Secondly, they love football. For instance, I organize what we call TASU Cup. TASU Cup is within the university community. I sat down one day, I thought of what am I going to do that will unite the 16 local government students together, that will make them happy, that will make them know each other. This one is from this local government, this one is from... I came up with a football competition called the TASU Cup. Now, this TASU Cup, they play it, we set a cup, we set a little tukun. They came and play it live. Now, that TASU Cup in Taraba State University, each semester they want to play that cup, you will see population of students in sport complex. They play, they rejoice, they hug each other, they share common goals. That is another thing. Now, there is what is called TASU Cultural Day. Here, I see organizers to enable some of the students. You know, there are this set of students that are born in the city, they don't know anything concerning their culture.
Yes, it is strange to them.
So they come and see people dancing, singing song. Okay, they will say that my father said I'm a Mumuye man, but they don't know anything about Mumuye. They say, okay, this is Mumuye culture. My father say I'm a Jukun man. They will see how Jukun people dance. They say, okay, this Jukun dance. Now, these are the simple, logical way of organizing a union, a relationship between these students. Very easy. No stress. You think, you look at them, you see what they love most, then boom, you are there. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that beautiful response. He says that what he does is to organize events that will help to bring students together, such as sports, and also cultural display, which showcases our cultural heritage as students. Thank you very much for that beautiful response. Over to you, Comrade Awal. I want to ask you, as a leader, how do you resolve conflict in school between, let's say, between students and staff, the university management? How do you resolve conflict? What are your roles as a leader on campus to resolve conflict?
Well, this is a very good question because it is a challenging question that happens in our campuses today. There are so many issues of conflict between student and lecturer. So to resolve conflicts as a student leader, you suppose analyze the problem critically. That is why you were called a leader. So first of all, after analyzing the problem, you have to, you also as a leader, you are also a student. Do not forget that.
Sure.
So you have to understand the problem first, and you address the problem directly to the school management. The student must not be above a lecturer. As a student in the institutions, you must abide by the rules of the institutions, unless if the lecturer has go over the rules within the institution. So that is where you will address the problem maybe to the school management. But if the problem is between the student and the lecturer is within the guidelines of the rules given to you when you are coming to the institution, therefore you have to call your student to go and apologize to the lecturer, and you will call him in a mannerly order, in the sense that you have to sit him down and let him understand this is an academic environment. Therefore, he is not on his own. He has a father here. Because your lecturer in the institution is also your father. So you have to follow him the way the institution designated the rules. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for that wonderful response. Over to you, Comrade Isaac. I want to ask now, as a leader, as a student leader on campus, how do you enforce the rules of the university or the rules of the higher institution to make sure that students comply with the rules of the higher institution? So you as a student leader, what do you do to ensure that students comply with these rules that are governing the campus?
Wow, this is this is fantastic. Um, this question you ask is very, very vital in the sense that you see, as a student leader, one is a mediator between the student and the school management. First and foremost, before the school will pass a new law in the university community, they have to sit down with the student leaders so that the student leader now, since he's a student, he will know what is good for the student, what is acceptable by the student before agreeing into that law. But we know these days our universities don't do that. They just pass the rule. Now, coming back to your question, a student leader must be logical in enforcing a law given by the university to the student. For instance, I always take my institution to be an example. There was a time the institution come out with a dressing code. You know, there is this mentality of a new student. I'm coming to the university. The dressing, you don't dress in your house. You dress half naked. You paint your hair. You do this in the university. So some of those things cause commotion in the university community. Now, the management have to ask student leaders to make sure that the student comply with this law. So what we did was just simple. First of all, like my colleague said, we first of all addressed our students one-on-one. You have to have manners of approach because you cannot address them in a violence way. You get triple of violence from a student. Then you move to the securities of the university as a leader. Okay, the school have passed this law. We want you to assist us to watch these students, the one that did not comply. Please do send them back home. Remember, I set an example that Taraba State University enforced or brought up a law, dressing code, to be decent, that will not cause distraction, that will not cause problem to the university community, which I, in person, was very impressed. Honestly, that inculcate morals to our students. When you see a student of the university dress, you know, no, this one is a learned student. You know, we have educated illiterates. You know that, right? Uh-huh. When you have an educated illiterate, you see the person misbehaving, but he's educated. So, but through that law they enforced, that was able to make students, even the person is not educated, that dressing alone will make you know that this person is educated.
Okay, you need to promote decency among students.
Yes. So this is a logical way of making the student to obey the school rules and regulations. You must be humble. You must be mannerful to the student because you are there to serve them. Like my colleague said, you should remember that you are a student and you must also respect the management because they are the overall. They do and they can undo, but you are there to protect your students. They send you there, so you must come back as a student and talk to them as one of them. And they'll give you a listening ear. It's as simple as that.
All right, thank you very much, Comrade Isaac. I want to ask, we're about to round up, so what are your final words as a student leader to students out there on campus? What do you want to tell them that will help them in their quest to acquire education in school that will better their lives? So what is that advice you want to give students that are watching this program presently?
Well, as a student leader, if I may advise my followers, also students like me, first of all, they have to engage themselves in student unionism, because student unionism is very important. I participate in almost all the social activities in campus, and I do not regret that. I am very, very happy for doing so. I also encourage them to participate, because before I joined student activities, that is student unionism, I am also a hardworking student, but I am getting challenges in terms of maybe writing examination, because there are some point, if you are even writing exam, you will be challenged because you are not used to. But if you join student unionism, you understand something. You will analyze question critically. When you see exam question paper, you have been in so many things like this. You have seen so many write-off and this thing. You will have ideas, even not in your field, but here in your field, you will use the same idea to analyze question critically. And also, as a student in campus, you have to follow your leaders. Because if leadership has been given to a certain person, then it's a tax to him. You support him and encourages him. He is not perfect. He is also a student, and it is an academic environment. You are also learning. So you support your leader and encourage him, and when it comes to academic, you support each other. A leader may fail, and you will pass as a follower. So you don't laugh at him, because he serves you in another different capacity. So you see, I think I also encourage our students to join forces with their leaders to attend to school rules and regulation. Because sometimes we have these challenges of lecturers with students. You asked me this question earlier. Sometimes you will see lecturers are harassing their student. So student will not go out and voice it out. They first meet their leaders and talk to the leaders, and the leaders will address it privately. That will maintain the status of your environment, that is the institution, and will also maintain your own personal status. As my friend says, maybe there is indecent dresses. So you do it, and maybe your lecturer sees. So he may harass you. So you address the problem to your leader, then you address it privately. So it's also very encouraging in this. I think this is what I can say in this.
All right, thank you
question.
very much, Comrade Awal. And over to you, Comrade Isaac. What are your final words as a student leader to your students who are watching this program now? What are your final words to them?
Well, my final words to my fellow colleagues, students, and student leaders, I'll summarize it, I think, in 4 categories. First, as a student, you must have a vision. You must be a visionary student, in the sense that you should know your primary assignment while you are in school. You must read very hard to hit the required CGPA of 3 points to 4 points. This will make you, as you have a good foundation, a good block to stand to be able to aspire as a student leader. Because as a student leader, you must be intelligent for you to be able to lead others. You must be skillful for you to be able to lead others. Now, secondly, you must have integrity. I always talk about integrity in the sense that people must see you. They must see good qualities. They must see everything you do. There is nothing hidden. You must be transparent. You must be accountable to whatever you do. there is no darkness in you as a student. Now, thirdly, as a student leader or a student, you must be a good mediator. You must know how to communicate to either you yourself, the school management, your colleagues, and as a student, you must have one thing that is very, very important: time management. You must know how to manage your time as a student. There is no room for procrastination as a student. When you have time management in control, believe me, boom, you are there in your success. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We have come to the end of the program, Student Leadership on Campus, Striking the Balance. I have two wonderful guests, which we have looked into what student leadership on campus is all about. You have also looked about the advantages of being a student leader on campus. We are going to see you again next week as we discuss more important topics on student leadership. We hope you will join us here on Some TV, the Pulse of the Nation. We are active on Facebook at Some TV and also on YouTube at Some TV Live. I remain your host, Moses Peter. See you again next week, and God bless you. Goodbye.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do you do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds